Danish, what happened? Dunya badal chuki hai.
You know, Arnab, the truth is that politicians...
No, Sanjay, 1 minute. Let others speak.
All over the world.
You have got 44 MPs. You may need the JDS to support you. At least let the man speak. Go ahead, Danish.
Arnab, see, I don't know why Ms. Bachchan has said this, but...
Can I tell you why she has said that?
But the serious issue is with a very promptly the NDA government minister, I&B minister has responded to it.
Oh, make it political.
It suits the present government.
Standard.
I am of the view that this joking gives a strength to every individual in his life. See, politicians get bored. If somebody is making joke, and until unless it's not so double speak or some in bad taste, I think it's fine. But you must read in between the intention of the government, that how promptly the I&B minister has responded to it, that they will inquire and they will see how they can...
Yeah, what happened, Kirit Somaya? No, what happened? Because is this some, I remember that there was a satirical website on Narendra Modi which had come up in the run-up to the 2014 elections. Next thing you know, Kirit Somaya, the website was mysteriously taken down. After it attracted 60,000 eyeballs in 20 hours, it was taken down. Mr. Somaya, the intolerance seems to be growing a bit, no, of the media.
I think the BJP...
And is it not the intolerance that you are not allowing us to speak also?
Sir, please speak. Khula manch hai.
I think the intolerance has to be on both the parts. When I started, I told you categorically, we certainly welcome and appreciate the humour. I talked to Prakash Javadekar before coming to your program, and I inquired. He said, no, we certainly welcome and appreciate only one point, that particularly regarding double meaning. The language, he said, we will have to check.
What? Who are you to lecture us? Who are you to check? No, 1 second. Who are you to check? And Sanjay, don't make everything political.
Is it not your intolerance?
No, 1 second. I'm allowing you.
Today. Otherwise, they would have brought the bill against this mimicking.
I feel, Mr. Does anybody, do you all accept his argument on double meaning out there?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because if you're talking about double meaning, Mr. Somaya, I feel...
1 second, Mr. Somaya, Suresh Menon is responding to you.
If you're talking about double meaning and if you're talking about vulgarity, wherever possible, even humour or movies, then why is no objection taken upon all those numerous kids on streets who do not have clothes to wear? No. Nudity is there in every day of our lives. When we pass by signals, there are children begging out there. Nobody talks about that. But yes, when something happens on the big screen, there's some nudity. Oh, come on, what's this? Against the Indian culture. That time nobody comes up and talks about them and help poor people. No. Yeah. But it all has to happen here when it's a complete non-issue according to me.
And what double meaning are you talking about, sir? Mr. Somaya, Sudhir Telang has to come in. We can't censor him tonight. Some politicians may censor you soon if things go on like this. But what was the double meaning when a Shiv Sena MP tried to force feed a person? Did you say anything? What was the double meaning when Vittal Bhai Radadia, who you gloriously accepted into the Bharatiya Janata Party, what did you reward him for? Taking a gun and putting it at a toll booth operator's head? Was that double meaning, Kirit Somaya? When some people were watching pornography in one assembly? When some politicians are fighting over...
Your viewpoint. Arnab, listen now.
I'm telling you, Mr. Somaya. I'm telling you the truth. You don't want to listen.
But double meaning of anybody cannot be appreciated. We never said that the politician...
What is the double meaning? What is the double meaning? What is the double meaning of taking money and pushing it in the house like that? What is the double meaning of Taposh Pal saying I'll kill people? You want to teach us? Sir, you want to teach us humour? You made a joke of Parliament. You made a joke of Parliament. You want to teach us humour, Mr. Kirit Somaya? We're getting a response. I think Sudhir Telang wants to come in. Sudhir Telang. We refuse to treat politicians like revered deities. Sudhir Telang.
Arnab.
Yeah.
Let me say that some of the...
Oops. Losing the line.
Parties are the best stand-up comedians in this country. only 2 days back, the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, had said, and he had lamented that humour is disappearing from parliamentary proceedings.
That. Yeah, he said that.
And today, on the eve of Independence Day, none other than Jaya Bachchan, for whom I have a lot of respect and who has actually worked in many classic comic films like Chupke Chupke. So when it comes from Jaya Bachchan, from an artist, I really feel very sad about it, because she should be on the side of freedom of speech and freedom of expression. Arnab, this is the same parliament which had ganged up against one cartoon by a legendary cartoonist called Shankar Pillai. There was a cartoon on Ambedkar, if you remember.
Yes.
And Arnab, you remember Mamata Banerjee, a politician. She had arrested a cartoonist only a couple of years back, and on Times Now, if you remember, I had challenged her to arrest me from the Times Now studios, and you also did the same
I remember that.
The problem with politicians is that the tolerance levels in the past few years have gone down, and the level of politicians' parliament has also gone down.
Yeah.
There was a time when you had politicians like Mr. Pandit Nehru and Jayaji and lots of people who a lot of cartoonists respected, and they felt even hesitant doing cartoons on them because they felt they had so much respect for them. And today in the parliament, not only that, they don't. As a cartoonist, I behave exactly like that little child who had the courage to say the emperor has no clothes. And the problem is many of them have no clothes, and when somebody tells it to them that you have no clothes on, then they feel very bad about it.
Yeah.
You can have, there are RJs, there are cartoonists, there are humorists who are bad. Yeah. Maybe there is bad humor, there is good humor. Yeah. But censor of humor is not accepted in a democracy.
Okay, so we've seen a few excuses so far.
In a democracy is power to dissent, power to disagree.
One second. We've seen a few excuses so far. Yes, Abhinandan, you buy the excuses that have been put tonight.
1 second, please.
Yeah, go ahead. And Madhukar Jaitley, you will all respond to it.
Yeah. 1 sec. Yeah, I don't buy any of the excuses. There are just 2 points I want to make.
It comes from,
one is, I just want to make, one sec,
let him complete.
May I just make 2 points?
No, 1 second. Let Abhinandan make his point. I think some of the politicians are getting angsty also.
I just want to make, I just want to make 2 points. One, I don't think Jaya Bachchan was reacting as an artist. She was reacting as someone who is in the who's at the privileged end of a power dynamic, because this is about power. 2, humor is not about retribution. Like if someone makes a point that if you behave so badly in parliament, then we are entitled to make fun of you. Dude, even if you behave really well in parliament, we will still make fun of you. We are not giving punishment. We are not sitting in retribution. Yeah, exactly. Tum aise karoge to hum aise karenge. That only Judge Arnav does. That is not the point, and that has got nothing to do with humor. And I would just like to remind. And I would like to remind Mr. Sanjay Jha that Section 66, which your esteemed legal minds thrust on us, now this government is going to use those very laws to censor, because when the Congress was in power, that law was convenient for us, because we don't want jokes about Rahul Baba and Sonia Ji. You thrust that and you arrested people. Now suck it up when this government does the same, because you can't do about Modi Ji or Jaya Ji. There is always a Ji. And one more thing I want to say.
Sanjay, what happened?
Says, you have to respect us. You have to respect us parliamentarians. Where did it stop? 1 sec. We only have to respect parliamentarians, not MLAs, not corporators. Yeah. So where did it stop? No MPs, then no MLAs, no corporators. Are Padma awardees also part of that?
Yeah.
Are Gram Panchayats part of that? What a nonsensical speech, what nonsensical points these politicians are making. They are incapable of rational thought when it comes to power dynamic.
No,
because they exist in a cocoon of warped power dynamic.
Abhinandan, let me put one thing in perspective. Sanjay, I know you have no argument to respond to him.
I want to answer.
I want to, Madhukar Jaitley and Kirit Somaiya.
1 minute, Arnab. The point that he's read about Section 66 of the IT Act, I will agree with him that it is subject to interpretation and it can be used as a tool of intimidation. And I do believe that just because we are not in government, it doesn't mean that law cannot be amended today. And second point, 1 minute, just let me finish, Abhinandan. You know, it's a process of evolution.
Back then.
A lot of people have not been able to fathom the risks associated with social media abuse. I agree that you can't make the law so powerful. I'm on your side that
you are not on our side. You are not. No, please, Sanjay Jha. Sanjay Jha, don't be. No, Sanjay, 1 minute. Sanjay, please. Now you've taken too much time. You've taken too much time, and your time stops now. 1 minute. Sanjay, just stop. Just stop. Don't do this. Don't do this Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde act on Newshour. Don't do it.
Just being honest.
Don't do it. Don't do it. We all went through our worst nightmare. We all went through our worst nightmare when the Right Honourable ex-telecom minister, His Self-Styled Holiness Kapil Sibal, did what he did in December 2011. Yes. 1 second, please listen now. No, please.
Right,
and let me remind you.
It can be abused.
Let me remind you, Sanjay, please keep quiet.
Sure.
Let me remind you. You want to tell me on this Independence Day, can I remind you of what you were trying to do last Independence Day? Your Right Honourable ex-I&B Minister, at that point of time, His Self-Styled Holiness, Manish Tiwari, told us, stop covering and criticizing Manmohan Singh's speech. Notices were sent to TV channels. Why are you comparing Modi's speech to Modi's speech to Manmohan Singh's speech? You are insulting the office. We have given advice to everyone that when the Prime Minister of India, Manmohan Singh, speaks, it should be taken with sensitivity and seriousness. You forgot all that. Now you want to be on my side? Oh my God, Sanjay, you're being such a hypocrite tonight. You're being such a hypocrite tonight.
I'm just going to tell you that
I'm not going to take that, Sanjay.
This NDA government is already trying to harass people on social media.
Sir,
you know how at this point of time there's a lot of unwritten censorship
I don't think
already there in India. I'm interested to hear what he has to say on Independence Day speech.
I know what
the I&B minister today talks about curbing and natural spontaneous behavior of RJs or stand-up comic actors. I think that's ridiculous, and I'll completely tell you.
And by the way, Sanjay Jha, hello, 1 second, Sanjay.
My party,
Sanjay, you people,
and the
you people, 1 second, you people, you want to lecture me on humour? Kirit Somaiya, Kirit Somaiya, 1 minute, Sanjay, you can't continue like that. Otherwise, I'll have to.
Government upheld the freedom of
Kirit Somaiya,
and so did the I&B minister.
Kirit Somaiya, Kiss. Okay, speak.
Yeah, see, I criticize the ill behavior of politicians first. Simultaneously, we just suggest, not expect. There is no question of any
I have a suggestion for you.
In the law. Let me clear.
I have a suggestion for you.
First. There is no question of
I have a suggestion for you, Kirit Somaiya.
Just we suggest let there be some dignity. In humour.
You want to respond on the dignity argument? 1 second. 1 second. The RJ wants to respond to you, so does Suresh. Go ahead. Give us some dignity.
I just want to say, we have been accused of cracking double meaning jokes, but I think politicians have got double standards. If we talk about dignity, then where's the dignity in the parliament when in the assembly, Karnataka assembly, I think they're watching some excellent physical exercise videos. I cannot speak more than that.
That was actually this double meaning and sleaze jokes that we keep cracking on radio. I'm actually wondering if any of the dignitaries who are here on the debate, they've actually heard anything. I think they're just jumping the gun without even hearing anything.
They don't. I'll tell you one thing. It's non-specific. It's deliberately non-specific. You know why? Because they just, they want to use any excuse. They want to use any excuse to say, Big Brother is watching you. And be afraid. Yes, Ashish Shakya. And I want to tell you one thing, Mr. Somaiya, Mr. Jaitley, Mr. Jaitley and Danish and Sanjay, we are not afraid. Yes, Danish.
I have a point.
Yeah, 1 second. Ashish will come back to the debate after Danish.
We are losing the main point. See, in the opening remark, I said that how the minister promptly reacted and positively accepted.
Oh, you are just going to make it BJP, JDS, BJP, Congress. I'm not interested in that.
No, the thing is,
are we interested in that?
The present government wants to put
war over and over again.
1 second, Mr. Ashish,
including media,
Danish,
Danish, they brought up
Danish, Ashish Shakya wants to respond to you. Let him respond, please. Yes, Ashish. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. You attention-grabbing Mr. Ashish Shakya. What are you doing? That's a wonderful strategy that you've adopted. Very distracting.
I mean, I have to. It's the news. How else? I don't shout very well, so I have to do this, especially when I'm up against politicians. Anyway, what I'm saying is this. It started off with jokes. And it's gone into the same old debate about BJP versus the Congress. As somebody who tweets and expresses himself both personally and professionally on social media, it was a nightmare. 66A was a nightmare. It's still on and it's worse. The only people allowed to make jokes about the Prime Minister, if you remember, during the run-up to the elections, were other politicians themselves. The BJP campaign was pretty much one long stand-up act about Manmohan Singh, wo Sardar hai ya Sardar nahi hai, whatever. That was really bad jokes. But that's what happened for the longest time. What will happen tomorrow is that one statement will come out saying, I was misunderstood, as has happened with so many politicians. It's standard operating procedure. So it's just noise at this point. And right now it's bigger than jokes, because essentially with the laws that we have in place right now, what is happening is I technically could end up sharing jail space with a murderer or a robber or a rapist because I decided to make a joke, because I decided to have a thought. That is how does that not upset anybody? How does that not?
No, you know what upsets me. You know what upsets me.
There's no sense of proportion.
No, Ashish, you know what upsets me? I don't know if it upsets you. Two images upset me. Today, when Jaya Bachchan says, you know, people should not do mimicry of MPs, we are not being treated with respect, etc., etc. Some leader is being called, are you a leader or a dealer? This is so bad, this is so insulting, we must take action. Minister stands up, yes, Ms. Bachchan, don't worry, we'll take action. Parliament comes up and all come together in support, right? The other image today, Mr. Jaitley, think about it. Just few days back, there was another incident in Parliament where a member of Parliament stood up and he said, if women don't want to be raped, if women don't want to be outraged, then they should wear dignified clothes. Mr. Jaitley.
But how is Mrs. Jaya Bachchan responsible for that?
I'm linking. Please let me complete. No, Mr. Jaitley, why are you getting angry? Let me complete. Let me complete. I'll tell you, because at that time... No, 1 second. At that time, Mr. Jaitley, not more than 4 or 5 MPs even questioned the language being used by that MP. That MP was essentially saying that if you wear undignified clothes, you are asking to be raped. Whole Lok Sabha was silent. Mr. Jaitley.
My question is that
that's my question to you.
The issue of Nirbhaya, Mrs. Jaya Bachchan was not responsible for whatever you
I am talking about the silence of Parliament when an MP stands up and humiliates and abuses all women.
For the statement that there should be some code of conduct for the radio jockeys and for the other sections of media.
No, that's it. Other sections of media also. Go ahead. I tell you, Mr.
There is a self-imposed code of conduct for broadcast.
No, 1 second. Abhinandan Sekri. I don't need to know.
Which regulators is put in place for television at least.
No, there should not. Mr. Jaitley.
Mr. Sekri, Abhinandan, go ahead.
Mr. Jaitley, no, there should not be a code of conduct.
Absolutely.
You are absolutely wrong.
You should be allowed free
and
for
dude,
all.
one thing I want to tell you, you are not the institution. 1 second. 1 second. No, if you let me talk, you will know what I'm saying. If you just hear me out. You are not the institution. You are an individual, dude. So each time someone mocks you, don't say you're wrong an institution. You are not the institution. The Parliament is the institution. And this bogey has been played way too often. Don't make fun of institutions. You guys are not institutions. You're individuals like anybody else. Deal with it. That is how it's going to be today.
About the reference, the context in which I'm talking is regarding the statement.
No, people will mimic you in any context. People will mimic you. Deal with it.
Sir, I'm asking.
We are not. She did not say that.
This whole thing, we are untouchable. We are untouchable. More than
that she welcomes.
Okay, 1 second. 1 minute. I'm asking a question.
Why is there a problem?
Mr. Jaitley, I know you have a problem with the media. Don't make it apparent. I know all politicians have a problem with it. I'm asking a question to all viewers of Newshour tonight. You are watching the Newshour. Wherever you are watching the Newshour tonight across India or the 46 countries where this program is now being broadcast live, I am asking you one question on the Newshour. Who do you think needs to be regulated? The media or the politicians? And will our country be a better country where the politicians who can't regulate themselves, where one of their own goes on a slapping spree, when women are insulted in Parliament, when the women's bill gets lapsed and no action happens, right? Why are you shaking your head, Kirit Somaiya? Is anything what I am saying wrong? I'm asking, let me complete my question. I'll take 10 more seconds. Who should be regulated, politicians or media? I asked this question tonight. Mr. Somaiya, ask yourself this question. Who is going to say that you are in any position to try and tell us what to do? The media, independent media given to us by the founding fathers of our constitution, not given by you as a favor as a political party. You may be in power today, somebody else tomorrow.